Hello there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are up to part 5 of the Masters of the Year journey. What's going on? My name is Elie Moses, a 24-year-old law and film shooting here for Australia. Absolutely shooting his shot. And just like I said, we have been watching Masters of the Year for the very first time. And today we are up to part 5. I feel like this show is getting better and better as it chugs along. However, we have to think to ourselves, it's only a 9-episode miniseries plus the documentary. So yeah, let's see what's in store for us this episode as Bucky plans to re-enter the squad, re-enter the team. He's back from his little retreat, his mental retreat, and he plans to enter the game. Let's see what's in store for us. Let's get into the reaction. Let's have some fun with this thing. Let's smash it. Let's go. I just uploaded episode 4, like literally just uploaded episode 4 as I'm going into this reaction. So I'm interested to see and hear your guys' thoughts on, you know, the potential fake out deaths of Buck and his crew and Crosby. If that's just for dramatical purposes and how you guys feel it fits within a show like this. Because I had two perspectives at the end of the last episode. Obviously, you could dislike that sort of attempt to fake out their deaths for the purpose of, you know, drama, or you could take it from the perspective of the pilots remaining at headquarters. And, you know, it was complete chaos in the end. No one knows what went on. And we're seeing their genuine reactions to those events.
You want to ride, Major?
Nah, I'll be all right.
I wonder if Major Egan himself,
I don't even feel it.
the real life counterpart, was this much of a drinker as well.
A shell fragment the size of a football crashed through the nose of our fort, nearly decapitating me and Douglas. Our left wing caught fire and we lost all electrical power. But somehow, F. Blakely got us back to England.
Oh,
I
so
also saw Major Cleven's plane take a direct hit and go down.
okay, so Crosby was still
From
alive.
the day I joined the 100th, Buck Cleven was our leader.
I do not know why I was under the assumption that Crosby was in Buck Cleven's plane. I apologize for that.
We thought he was invincible. If Gail Cleven couldn't make it, who could?
Get your gear and step outside, gentlemen. I'll find you a new hut.
Hey, you didn't, ship my locker already, did you?
No, sir. It's still in the orderly hut.
It ain't over till it's over, man.
That's a good idea.
Why?
Jesus, we thought you bought it.
They reported 4 shoots out of your ship.
The boys are back.
Guess someone can't count. No one bailed.
Stabilizer was totally shredded. I couldn't get the wheels down.
Don't worry, the brakes still worked. Till we hit the runway.
It's a goddamn miracle that this man, Everett Blakely, landed her at all.
Miracle was Cros's bearing. 1 degree off, and we're in the drink.
Pure luck.
Yeah, you do it too often for it to be luck.
He managed to navigate us right smack into the only tree for miles, so...
Bullseye. The guy's a natural. The only tree in East Anglia.
The biggest field you've ever seen in your life.
Harry Crosby, greatest navigator in the 8th Air Force. Right over there, ladies.
All right, who's drinking? I'm buying. Crank is too.
RAF base didn't have a telephone. Lucky they had a truck. Can't believe this. You know, I wrote Jean.
You did? You what?
I wrote your wife a letter. We all thought you...
You didn't send it, did you?
No.
Everything was on hold at least.
Say so.
The actor who
Just wondering,
portrays
gentlemen.
Egan, I forgot his name,
You can all do the math as to why I came back early.
does a fantastic job in my opinion.
We're flying every day now.
Brady. 30725. Crosby's just been promoted to group navigator.
Welcome to the Monkey House, Captain.
Thank you.
Spence will have navigation field orders for you.
Captain?
I'd like to
Down to S2.
I'd like to ask a quick question here, and hopefully you guys don't take it the wrong way. One of the comments said in episode 3 that the producers of the show or the creators of the show actually blew their budget, hence the 9-episode series. And I want to ask you a question: is them not depicting what happened in Bremen due to budget constraints as well, or was that just particularly a story decision. You know, let's potentially fake out Buck's death if it is faked out. Let's have that uncertainty with Crosby as well, and then have him narrate over the stories of what happened in Bremen, because they're talking about how horrible it was, but I kind of would have liked to have seen it. I would have liked to have seen him depict the horrors of Bremen. Yeah, we've seen, obviously, missions in the past 4 episodes, but I would have liked to seen the horror show that was Bremen, and potentially fake out Austin Butler's Buck's death in that scene. Like, we get to depict that scene. Was that due to budget constraints? And how complicated the visual effects were going to be, and they couldn't do that, because that'd be really interesting. Because for me personally, I would have liked to see what happened in Bremen. Don't just tell me it was horrible. Show me it was horrible. And I know that sounds a bit, I don't want to sound too savage, but I'd really like to see the depiction of these events that, you know, Crosby's narrating over as being horrible. Now, I'm kind of bummed out by it. I would have wanted to see these events of Bremen, and it possibly might have been due to the budget constraints. And I was going to talk about the budget constraints later this episode, and it being a 9-episode miniseries. And I would have liked to have seen an introductory episode, or the first pilot episode, be sort of like a Band of Brothers episode 1, where we get to see the training camps for the pilots, for this entire crew, get to know the characters a bit more, so become familiar with the terminology for these planes, how these planes operate, and them going through the training camp themselves, maybe see the limitations of the training camp, them not getting much medical training, and yeah, I would have liked to see in episode 1, like sort of Band of Brothers, getting to know the characters, you know, see the camaraderie between them, see how excited they are. Because one thing I like about this episode is the first 4 episodes, they're eager to fly. They're excited. I'm sure when that red light ran off, they would have been so excited. But as you saw a couple of episodes ago, you had 11 planes return, which means over 100 deaths in just one mission. And, you know, this is shown this episode. That red light just means, oh, they're getting sick of it. They're getting sick of it. They don't want to go, because each time means an increased probability or an increased likelihood of them not returning. So that, I just like to echo my thoughts there. There's the good that they're portraying here, in my opinion, which is, you know, that psychological aspect, you know, the soldiers reacting to seeing the red light, and how that's transitioned over the last 4 episodes, and how that's completely shifted because of what's happened to their fellow mates, and how, you know, horrific these missions are. And on the other hand, I think I would have liked to seen what happened in Brennan, rather than us just being told about it through the voiceover of Crosby.
Tell the clerk what you need.
God damn it!
So mixed feelings.
Get a cloth, will you?
I don't know if you guys agree with me. That's just my thoughts.
That's fine.
Maybe we'll see Bremen in flashbacks. Who knows?
No harm done.
Thank you.
All right, so this is your office. You get your own Jeep. It's a perk of the job. Anything else you need, you ask Trip, right? Good luck, Kryze.
Major. You sure I'm the right man for this?
The Cross has been reassigned.
No.
Listen, it could be another Kurt situation where I spoke too soon, and we do get to see Bremen, so my bad. So I don't know.
Primary target is Munster.
Good news is it's a short flight. Munster is pretty damn close. Bad news is we can only muster 17 ships, a few of which weren't even ours 2 days ago. That's the mission, boys. Disrupt industrial transportation in the Ruhr Valley. Understood?
I like how the Colonel himself is looking weary as well.
Major Egan will be command pilot in Brady's fort.
Yeah, and tomorrow is Monday.
You saw how close that cathedral is to the MPI. We're hitting it right when everyone's coming out of Mass.
And?
There'll be a lot of people in that cathedral. Or in their houses. And not just railroad workers either.
Exactly.
They're all part of it.
We've never had a target this close to the city center
Jesus
before.
Christ, Frank. It's a war. Here to drop bombs.
On women and kids?
Well, this won't end till we hit them where it hurts. Better now before every fucking guy we've ever shared a bunk with is either dead or MIA.
None of the people who get a bomb today shot down Buck.
You flying today or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, Egan in that zone.
Yes, sir.
He in that zone.
Yes, sir.
I swear, Egan got that look on him, but nothing gonna stop him today. Nothing gonna stop him. He's playing gonna take so much hits, and it ain't gonna do nothing.
Go? What the hell does that mean? Got it from Framlingham yesterday, but it'll fly. At least that far.
Or Argo. Royal Flush. I like that name. She's gonna. She's gonna come.
Sheepskin, Major?
You can tell the stakes are high in this one. The tension. There's so much dread. Like, the atmosphere feels all off here with this mission. And you can tell that, obviously, the pilots themselves, the soldiers themselves don't want to go on this. 2 missions in 2 days, like, it's unheard of. They're not even rotating the squads because they can't get the replacements in time. There's not enough replacements. They've lost so many. So before you even lift off the ground, the entire mood is completely wrong. Now are those frustrations going to boil over to the crew members? Who knows? What do I have a feeling?
Part of any mission was the anticipation.
What I have a feeling Bubbles ain't gonna make this one.
Waiting. No matter how well I plotted the routes or how thoroughly I briefed the other navigators, after Wheels Up, there was nothing I could do.
You got the VFX artists, man. There's some really great visual effects in the show. Some not, but there's some great ones too. And obviously, these sequences are expansive.
Another one. Lead pilot to town. You see what's wrong with Flanagan's bird?
There's a lot of CGI involved.
Looks like a bad number 4 engine. Steven's sliding in to replace him.
Lead pilot to navigator. Log that as another mechanical, will ya? There's too much space for those Jerrys to find us in those gaps. Yeah. Hey, Johnny. Maybe it's time to get down to the nose and man that third gun, all right? On my way, Major.
I mean,
Christ, I thought he'd never leave. He's my co-pilot. He's just making sure you don't blow up my ship.
there's probably not enough mechanics. Oh, really? I quick pause. There's probably not enough time, obviously, for the planes to get the required service they need. Hence, the amount of aborts they're getting. And yeah, obviously, when you're flying that many missions in a short span of time, these planes are not going to have the longevity to withstand these missions.
Go for Bombardier. Okay for me to pull the pins? Roger that.
And obviously, what I like about, this episode is obviously there was the scene right there with one, I can't remember his name, but he was obviously questioning the morality of this mission a little bit and what they are doing on a Sunday, obviously a church day, and them bombing civilian areas, or bombing a sort of POI where there is a cathedral, where there are a lot of civilians, German railroad workers, and obviously the colonel spun that and said, listen, they're probably aiding the German railway, and you will halt that either way if you hit those workers. And then obviously that guy that was talking next to Egan said, we could be bombing a cathedral, there's gonna be women, children, and Egan's like, we're at war here, we need to hit them where it hurts. And Egan last episode, you had that tracking shot of him walking across the on the street, and then he was looking across the street, and you saw the aftermath of one of the bombings, the night before, the one he experienced from his hotel room, and you saw the aftermath of that, of a young girl screaming that her sister had been killed, daughter had been killed, from those bombings. Innocent lives are being lost. Now, I wonder if that's going to impact his decision when it gets to the drop site. So it will be interesting to see that. But it seems like he's in that zone at the moment where they took Buck's life and they're all responsible for Buck's life.
Okay, back there? The oxygen's okay. Guns are set. All good? Yeah, roger. Guns are set. 50 cals are knock.
Is he pissing?
Jesus! How much coffee did you have this morning? Too fucking much. Bombs away! Okay, boys, I'm heading in. All right.
All turrets are crew. Flash, dead ahead.
Something feels off about this mission.
Black on Laurel. They're dropping out. I see parachutes!
And you gotta log that down.
Simon's going down. Down to 11. Pilot to navigator, roger that. Harry?
Oh, he's gone. He's gone.
Harry, no! No! We hit? Harry!
Black straight to the face.
We good back there? Over. Clint! His fucking face is blown off! Christ. Breathe, Harry. Ugh.
How dangerous would it have been to be back there as well?
Quit. Shut off the gas and fan him.
Clan's dead.
Navigator to pilot, we're over the IP. Turn to 057. Roger, coming to 057, over. Jesus.
Bro.
Fire's 12 o'clock.
That sounded so scary.
Open fire, let him
That sound choice they decided to have right there almost sounded like an underwater creature.
Focus, 9 o'clock on. Tail, we lost another one. Last of the low element. Number 3's on fire. Shutting off gas and feathering.
I mean, were you really on an air mission if none of your engines got hit?
We're fine. We're maintaining speed. Yeah, just. We can make it to the target. Lead pilot to nose. What's going on down there? We got bombs to drop. Have those. Have those. They're coming in for another run at us. Make those bastards pay. Right. Engine 4's done. We're down to one engine.
One engine.
I'm almost hit bad. Pilot to navigator. Noted in the log, squad leader Egan leaving formation. Roger that. Crookshank moving into lead position. Copy. Navigator to pilot. Major Egan is falling fast. Looks like they're preparing to bail. Let's go! We gotta get out of here now!
Hey, give me a hand.
Let's go!
He should be buried. We have to get Harry down.
Guessing a lot of those.
Come on!
Guessing a lot of people had that sentiment, but unfortunately you can't.
Now! Let's go!
Oh no.
Woo! There they go! They're
At least they made the decision to bail out. That was a really good sequence right there. Really, really good. I mean, would the German planes usually go for stragglers like that? Like, target the parachuting men? In the heart of enemy territory.
There they go. Right on target. Flak incoming.
Damn, man. Black ain't no joke.
Hit out of the tail. There's a lot of bump, but I think he's okay. Roger.
You're in such a confined space as well. With 8 other people back there. Not much wiggle room as well, so when you're attending to yourself, you're all on top of each other.
Keep alert.
Yo, Captain, you okay, man?
Enemy fights at 10 o'clock high to 2 o'clock high. They're going after Crookshank and Lee.
And they hit the lead.
Lead's going down. 110s are now 5 o'clock high. Going level.
I'm guessing, listen, I'm not sure if this is worse than Bremen, but I'm pretty sure it's a good indication of, you know, how chaotic it is.
She's gonna is blown to bits. And he shoots.
No, that's she's gonna. No, she's gonna.
She just lost the high lead and she's gonna. Tail, ball turn, and he shoots. I don't see any.
And you gotta report that back to the interrogation as well. And in the heat of the moment, you're trying to pay attention, you know, to the enemy around you, protecting your own crew, your own plane, and then you're paying attention to the others as well. And you have to report that back to base. To be honest, I thought we were going to stop at Egan, but we've continued here with the other crew members, and I like that. Yeah, there's a complete, like, eerie vibe to this episode, like an ominous tone. And I love it.
The crew. Does anyone see any of the ships from the hundreds?
Top turret to pilot, negative. Left waist gunner to pilot, negative. Ball turret to pilot, negative. Nose negative. Tail to pilot, negative.
Is the 100 completely decimated? One plane left?
Bogies, 5 o'clock high.
Damn, man.
Coming in, 2 o'clock. Get him, boy.
Woo! Bro, he had a look at that German pilot and said, hold that.
Hold on, boys.
That was great use of slow-mo right there. My guy's flying this thing like it's a TIE fighter. And it's badass.
Nice shot, Spielberg. Stay sharp, guys. They're not giving up yet.
Told you, man, he flying that thing like a Star Wars.
For the new guys. Rosenthal.
This is aircraft 087. We have wounded on board.
Roger, aircraft 087, dispatching ambulance.
You got Rosenthal, man. He hold his own.
What happened to Bubbles?
What about Egan? After interrogation.
And Craig?
Later, Kate.
All of them?
Actually insane, man. I feel like this is the best episode thus far. I think this show keeps getting better and better as it goes along.
That's it. Fucking it. It's the last fucking time I'm going up. They can't make me go up again. I won't do it. I'm not gonna do it. It's the last fucking time I'm going up.
Tail 23534, old dad.
No record.
Damn, man.
It was really bad up there, sir. We didn't have much time for logs.
Tail 234423, she's gonna. Bubbles Pain. Navigate it.
No record.
I saw them.
What happened?
You know, they were on fire and then they just blew up.
Any shoots?
I just said they blew up. No, sir. No shoots.
Tail 230087, Shack Rat.
No record.
Tail 23237, slightly dangerous. Thompson's crew.
No record.
Tail 23433, Leona.
No record.
So many losses, man. It's just... It was so chaotic up there. I don't even know if Bubbles' plane went down or there was shoots. I can't even recall.
Dear Jean, you know this already, but your husband was the best friend I ever had. He was also the best navigator I ever met, even though he was too humble to admit it to himself. It takes a special kind of courage for a man to stay modest, surrounded by blustering blowhards in every direction, but that was Cross. I wish more than anything it was him sitting here and not me. And then no one would have to write this letter.
Damn. Woo. Yeah. That was an absolutely fantastic episode of Masters of the Air, ladies and gentlemen. Dare I say the best one? I think I said that last episode, and now I said it for this one. But in terms of depicting the true horrors, and yeah, like I said, in terms of depicting the true horrors of what's happening up in the air, and the psychological aspect, and toll these missions take on the soldiers themselves, that was the best episode thus far. And obviously it's going to be interesting to follow Egan's storyline as we go. There's still that uncertainty surrounding Buck and his crew. So listen, they held off pulling the trigger on whether Austin Butler's character is still alive in his crew, so we don't know. And I'm glad that they held it off for an entire episode, just to keep that element of doubt in the audience's minds, because this episode perfectly encapsulated, in my opinion, what was likely to happen in the Bremen event that was not depicted. And I said in the beginning of the episode, I had mixed feelings about them depicting the Bremen episode, not depicting the Bremen events, and having it being narrated by Crosby and telling us how horrible it was. Even still, that we got this mission, this episode, I still would have liked to have seen the Bremen events, but that possibly could have been to budget constraints, and the complexities of shooting such an event. Who knows what troubles they had in shooting these sort of sequences, because they're heavy on the VFX. I'm guessing there's a mixture of practical as well, from within the planes themselves. And yeah, interesting to see how they utilize the budget, because you guys said they did blow it, so maybe that's why Bremen wasn't depicted, and they reserved certain missions to be depicted because of the budget constraints. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this show develops as it goes on. I thought that episode was absolutely fantastic. I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction. As always, it's been your boy Elie Moses. Take care. God bless and peace.